So, very good morning, students. Today, let us begin with the further part of your lesson. So, which lesson we were studying? That is sorting materials into groups. All right. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So, yesterday's session we have seen that solubility property, yes, and again we have seen hardness, appearance. These are what properties of properties of properties
Liquid.
of properties of materials, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So now, can anyone answer me what is mean by soluble liquids or soluble substances?
Which dissolve easily in water.
Very good. Then what is meant by insoluble substances?
Which cannot be dissolved in water.
Very good. Okay. Now what is meant by miscible liquids?
When two liquids mix into perfectly.
Very good. Very good. Next, what is meant by immiscible liquids?
When the liquid which are not mixed with water like this.
Yes, which cannot dissolve with each other. Very good. So I hope you all understood the solubility property of material.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So again, it is there on your screen, miscible and immiscible liquids, right? So the first picture, whatever you are seeing on the screen, that is example of which type of liquid? Yes, immiscible liquids. Very good. Next, again in second picture, what is
Invisible.
second picture? It is miscible. It is second picture is example for miscible liquids, right? Okay, this we have studied yesterday. Miscible liquids, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is example for immiscible, which do not mix with each other, right? Okay. So next is floating and sinking property of material, right? So here some materials float in water where some materials sink in water. We have seen what is meant by floating and what is meant by sinking. So here you can see some childrens like you all, they are playing with the water. So what they are doing? What they are doing?
They are playing a material like paper in water.
Yes, that is there. Okay, so in that picture, the students who are playing, here you can see some materials are sinking in the water. That means they are dipped completely in the water, and some materials are there. They are just moving at the top of water. Okay, so the materials which are moving at the top of water, their materials are called floating materials, right? And the materials which are dipped under the water, they are called sinking material. One more example for floating material show you, that is football. This example we have seen. So football is floating on the water. Next one, again the same picture which I have shown in previous session, right? Some of your stone, coins, they dip under the water. That means they are sinking in the water. And the remaining like ball, pencil, wood, they are floating on the water. Right? So, here one more image is there. Can you tell me this example is for floating or sinking? Floating. Very good. Okay. Ships float in water. And submarine? Submarine is example for floating or sinking. Very good. Very good. Okay. So floatability of an object depends on its density. So now what is mean by the density? Do you know what is mean by density? Okay. So density is, it is a substance that is defined as mass per unit volume. Can you repeat it? Density of substance is defined as mass per unit volume. Here you can see density is mass by volume. Okay. So here if density is more, if density is more, then that object will sink in water. If density is less, then the object will float on water. Okay, this football is having less density or more density? Less. Very good. So ball is having less density, that is why it is floating. And here, these coins. Coins have less density or more density? Yes, very good. So the objects which have more density, they will sink under the water, and the object which has less density, they'll float on the water. Understood what is meant by density? So remember, density is nothing but mass by volume or mass per volume. Right. So here one more image I want to show you. That is the ice cubes which are floating in the water. So ice cube is having more density or water is having more density? Very good. So water has more density than ice cubes. So ice cubes has less density or more density? Yes, very good. Very good. Next one. Here one more image I want to show you that two glass water I am taking. In one glass the egg is sinking, where in one more glass the egg is floating. Why it is like that? Here in this first glass where the egg is sinking, that is normal water, that is tap water which you drink daily. Whereas salt water, in salt water, the egg will float. Why? What is the reason behind it? You know?
Because the salt water has more density.
Very good. The salt water has more density than tap water because we have dissolved salt in a water. Because of salt, the water has acquired more density, and that is why egg will become its less density and it will start floating in salt water. Am I clear, students?
Yes.
Very interesting, no?
Yes.
See, in tap water, that means the normal water which you drink, in that the egg will sink. Whereas in salt water, the egg will float because the salt water has more density than egg. Right? Very good. So next is transparency. Transparency is the next property of material. So what is the next property of material?
Transparency.
Transparency. Yes. So what is this transparency? Here you can see. On the basis of transparency, objects are classified into transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. Okay, transparency is a main property of material. Again, under transparency, we have three basic classification of transparency. That is transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. So what is meant by these transparent materials and translucent materials and opaque objects or opaque materials? So let us have a look on these all kinds of objects. Right? Very good. So here you can see What is this?
Opaque.
What is mean by opaque? What is mean by?
Not let to go right.
Yes. So opaque materials are those which do not allow light to pass through them. For example, hold your textbook in front of you. Hold textbook in front of you, students.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, hold.
Okay. Once again, I'll show you.
Ma'am, light
Yes.
and wall. Light and wall.
Wall. Door. Yes. Yes. Then again. Okay. So door, wall, textbook, keyboard, table. Yes. So these are what some examples for opaque object. The next one, translucent. This second picture, can you see? Yes. These translucent materials are those which will allow only portion of light to pass through them. Partially the light is passing. You can see the object which is there behind that material, but not clearly. You can see the blur image of that giraffe, right? You can see what? The blur image of giraffe. So here this translucent object, it will not completely pass light. It will pass but partially. Half of the light will be passing. So that the object which you are observing through this translucent, it will be not clearly observed. Right? So some of examples like tissue paper, thin plastic, goggle, frosted glasses, then butter paper. These are what? Some example for translucent. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Next one, transparent. Transparent is complete picture you can see through that material. For example, window glasses. So window glasses, when you see through window glasses, you can complete see the outside picture of nature. As you can see the giraffe picture here, right? So transparent means the substance that completely allowing light to pass through them, so that the material or the object which is there behind that this transparent material, you can see it completely, right? So again, example for transparent is glass, air, clean water, and some plastics are there which you can see the clear image. So these are some examples for transparent material. Understood? Very good. So here I have shown again three glasses over the picture. So this glass is an example for, yes, transparent. Very good. And the green color glass is example for translucent. Very good. And the blue color glass is example for opaque object. Very good. You all understood what is meant by transparency property of material? Very good. Next is transparent. Okay. So I'll show you some more picture of transparent materials. So transparent materials which allow complete light to pass through them. For example here, eyeglass, right? So eyeglass is an example for transparent material. Next one, I'll show you. Yes. See here. She is holding umbrella. Umbrella is like a thin plastic. You can see the clear image, right? Next one. Have you ever seen the aquarium? Fish aquarium? So fish aquarium is example for transparent. Yes. Because of the clean glass, and even the clean water which is placed in that aquarium. So these are some examples for transparent material like plain glass, air and water. Next one, translucent. Okay. So here this man is holding what? Thin plastic, or the you can say the material which allow light to pass but partially, half of light is passing. So the hands or the finger you can see blur, you are not observing them clearly, right? So this is example for translucent. Some more examples like, yes, blur glass. Here you can see, right? Frosted glass. So this is called frosted glass, where the candle or the matchstick you can't see them clearly, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Next one, here butter paper, right? Butter paper is also example for translucent. Even cloud will also come under an example of translucent material. Okay, so colored glass, grained glass, butter paper and clouds. This is called grained glass or frosted glass. This is called colored glass. This is butter paper and these are clouds. So next one, opaque objects. For example, wood, stone, right? Wood, stone. This is what? Wood. Here the light is not passing, so you can't see the object which is there behind this, right? And this is wood. This is also example for opaque. Next one, teddy bear. Teddy bear, when light is passing through them, you can see the shadow of teddy bear, but you can't see clear image of teddy bear as you are seeing here, right? So these are some example for opaque objects. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So shall we go for next?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Purpose of grouping materials. So why we group this material? Why we are grouping them as a floating material, transparent material, or sinking material, or edible plants, non-edible plants? Why we are grouping them? Do you have any idea?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we will study based on that. So here you can see one chart I have given. Okay, so classification of animals. Vertebrate is wild animals called warm-blooded, cold-blooded, mammals, birds, fish, reptiles. Yes, why I am classifying this? Because you can easily recognize them. Which all animals are coming under warm-blooded and which all animals are coming under cold-blooded, right? If we classify them, if we group them, you can easily identify them which all animals are coming under this particular group, right? And some of you have seen that in medical shop, right? In medical shop, some of the medicines or the tablets or any kinds of liquids, they are placed at that certain place. So whenever the vendor is what giving any kind of medicines or liquids, he can easily find out where he has kept that. So in this way, the shopkeeper is grouping that medicine in order wise. He is arranging and keeping them in a particular place so that he can easily get it and uh, sell it to the customer, right? So this is what the reason behind grouping of materials. Yes. So we group materials for our convenience. So why we group the materials? Yes. So if I keep in medical shop, the general stores like groceries and medicine, all if I mix them, do you get them easily and can you sell them to a customer? if I keep groceries, medicines, or any plastic materials there only, can you find it, get it easily? No. Yes? No, no. So that is why we group them in a correct manner. We systematically arrange them for our convenience, right? Okay. It is easy to study their properties. So why we group them? We group because we can study their properties easily. If we groups animals in one side, we can study about animals easily. If we group plants in another side, we can study about plants very easily, right? If we mix both of them, if it mingled, it will be confusion for us only, right? So that is why we group for the purpose of studying their properties for our convenience. Next one, it helps in identification of objects. So when you classify or when you group the material, you can easily identify the object and you can study based on that object. So if I mix here any groceries, you cannot identify the medical or the medicines which is kept with the groceries. If you keep groceries one side and medicines one side, you can easily identify them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. And next one, it helps us to locate them easily. And one more purpose is it is helping us to locate them. Locate them means the materials which are grouping, it will help us to locate easily. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. If anybody is having doubt in today's session, please clarify your doubts. I'll be always there for your clarifying doubts. Anybody is having doubt?
No, ma'am.
No? If I ask questions orally, are you able to answer them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yesterday I had given one activity that is from page number 51. Who all completed that? Page number 55. I had given activity. Who all completed? Everyone should complete your activity from page number 55 and post it in a assignment. Today I'll check everyone's. Got my point?